Gavin Newsom got called out like never before.
A lot of friends that I have that are progressive, that are liberal, that are wonderful folks that are in California that are very disappointed with Gavin Newsom and how he has run that state into the ground. He has.
In recent months, the California governor has been going on interviews pushing a doomsday narrative. But more and more well-known voices are reminding him that he's in no position to throw stones when his own state is falling apart.
He's a good bullshit artist.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But it's like what the things that he says when he gets confronted with we're the highest this and the highest that. Like everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
That's why today's video is not to be missed. So if you're an independent thinker, hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
California Governor Gavin Newsom says the U.S. is facing a 5-alarm fire, and he warns we won't have a country if President Trump advances his agenda. Watch.
I really am scared to death about what's going on in this country. I really believe it is code red. It's 5-alarm fire. It's breaking every hour of every day. This is a serious and sober moment. But I'll tell you what, we won't have a country. We won't have an election that's fair and free if we don't stand up. We won't. There will not be a fair and free election. It will be a Putin election.
Whoa.
It's pretty ironic coming from the governor of a state that's about to be gerrymandered into a one-party stronghold where not a single Republican might end up representing it in Congress. Yet, here he is warning everyone about election fairness. And it's not the first time he said such things. For instance, in an interview with Politico, he stated the rule of law is being replaced by the rule of Don. And he went on a tangent saying during a meeting that he had with Trump in the Oval Office, he pointed to a painting of former President Franklin D. Roosevelt, which Gavin interpreted as a nod to Trump's desire to serve a third term. So not only is he the worst governor, he's also a psychic. Now, Zachary Levi has been making the rounds lately, voicing his criticism of Newsom, so let's see what he has to say.
Unfortunately, we've been so divided as people, right? We're told that you need to be a part of this tribe or you need to be a part of that tribe, and the other tribe is evil. No matter who's leading that tribe, that party, they must be evil, and so no matter how much good they might be doing with good policy, you can't vote for those people. Yeah. And I think that unfortunately there's a lot of people, a lot of friends that I have that are progressive, that are liberal, that are wonderful folks that are in California that are very disappointed with Gavin Newsom and how he has run that state into the ground. He has. The proof is in the pudding. No matter which state you're looking at, look at the policies, look at how they are taking care of the people or not taking care of the people. I can't look at Gavin Newsom in the face and believe anything that he says. Yeah. I feel like he's constantly lying. And also all this fear-mongering.
Right.
This is fear-mongering so that people just, again, are so afraid to vote for anyone other than him. And I think that that's a travesty. I think that if he actually cared, he would have been implementing policies that put California in a much better place when it comes to crime rates and poverty and homelessness. And I mean, it's a train wreck out there.
I think he's absolutely right. If there's anyone who's gained the most from Trump's presidency, it might be Newsom. Like we mentioned earlier, he's built his entire media strategy around anti-Trump rhetoric. He leans so heavily on it that major issues affecting California barely get addressed. And it's working. Just look at the Proposition 50 in California. It passed comfortably, but a Fox News poll that followed showed something wild. 92% of the same voters said congressional districts should be drawn by a nonpartisan commission, while only 7% thought the ruling party should control that. So how did that pass? Newsom framed a yes vote as a stand against Trump. That was all it took. Joe Rogan has been taking some shots at Newsom as well, and let's just say he's not holding back.
They don't have any faith in Gavin Newsom.
Oh. Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because he wants to be president so bad.
That's true what it looks like.
You can't ruin a city and then go on to ruin a state and say, guys, that was just practice.
I know.
Once I get it as a president, I'm going to fix it. Fix it all.
I mean, it's so crazy, but he's such a great politician. I mean,
no,
he's so smooth.
He's
you
not,
don't think so?
No, I think he's terrible.
How's he remained in power for so long?
Low competition. There's no one who's good is competing against him. There's no sincerity.
I should say he's not a good. I should say he's smooth. He comes.
He's
smooth.
A good bullshit artist.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But it's like what the things that he says when he gets confronted with we're the highest this and the highest that. Like everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
You have the highest unemployment.
Yeah.
You have the highest homelessness.
Look what they did with Hollywood.
Money's missing. You killed Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't exist anymore.
There's more than enough proof that Newsom fits the mold of a career politician, and it's one of the clearest signs of how he talks about his upbringing. He often frames it as this story of struggle and hardship, but a quick look beneath the surface tells a very different story. His father wasn't just well-connected, he was a top advisor to a billionaire who played a major role in building Gavin's wealth and launching his political career. And this is just scratching the surface. If you took even one afternoon to dig into his background, the layers of privilege, connections, and quiet backroom deals, they'd speak for themselves.
The services is there. You got the homeless that are stealing from people just going into CVS. Businesses are fleeing. Residents like yourself that were a part of the tax base are gone because of his leadership.
Yeah.
Why?
Because people are waking up. And they recognize that, listen, it's very difficult to leave Southern California. It's perfect weather. I mean, speaking of the weather, it's perfect weather all the time. It feels very comfortable. And also our industry, Hollywood, was there in large part for a long time. But Hollywood has been outsourced everywhere else at this point to many other countries and other states. So there wasn't really a reason for me to stay, and a lot of other people in my industry, but also other industries flee, because why would you stay in a place that's taking all of your tax money at such exorbitant levels? It'd be one thing if you could see the evidence of positive change.
Right.
You want to tax me 50 cents on every dollar, but I'm looking at a state that's thriving and flourishing and people are living better lives. Maybe I could live with that. I still don't want you to take 50 cents out of every one of my dollars. The federal government's doing that. But the point is, if you want to take our tax dollars, let us see the good that you're doing with that. If you're not showing that, then you shouldn't be taking our tax dollars.
Yep. The California exodus is now a documented trend, with research papers digging into why so many people are packing up and leaving. That's how bad Gavin's policies have gotten. His leadership is being used as a case study in how not to run a state. To put that into perspective, just how bad it is, between 2022 and 2023, more than 690,000 people left the state. In the following year, they saw a loss of around 240,000 residents. The cost of living, high taxes, and property prices are among the reasons for this phenomenon. But you know what's wild? When Newsom is confronted with these facts, he shrugs them off, or he changes the entire conversation. For example, here's how he reacted once Bill Maher brought up the issue of overregulation in California.
I appreciate you making the time. You must be very busy. A podcast, you're governor, you're running for president. Where do you get... But let's talk about what's important. My roof.
Your roof.
My roof.
Is this the solar? Is this, we're back to the solar?
After the fire.
It's always about the solar.
After the fire.
Yes, Bill.
New roof. They suggested, get the stuff that's not, okay. 2 inspections I needed to have. Why? It's my roof. If it falls on my head, that's my problem. Why do I need 2 inspections, which I have to pay for?
Yeah.
When you were here last time, we talked about regulations. You said, it's a completely new day.
Well, no, wait.
That's a quote from you. Completely new day.
Well,
You said you were working on it.
By the way, and last week you had Ezra Klein on, which was incredibly important. He wrote a book called Abundance, which really lays out a very condemning picture of liberal governance in this country and the fact that we are process-focused and not outcome-focused. And you're a demonstrable example of that.
To Newsom, Maher is apparently a fine specimen that demonstrates the results of his policies. So should we stick him in a museum as proof? The way Gavin talks, you'd think he's just some observer breaking down problems from the outside, not the guy actually in charge. It's almost comical. If there's one phrase that sums up him perfectly, it's career politician, with every negative trait that title brings. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.